It is super cold in Melbourne right now, but the view's not bad. It's not a bad view. You got to be willing to be disliked. You know, that's something that many people know but aren't willing to do. And as I get older, I mean, I'm still young, I'm 25, but as I get older, the more it becomes really apparent that no matter what you do, no one's gonna always love what you're doing 100%. You could be saying all the right things, doing the right things, helping the right people, being gracious, being loving, being caring, but unless you have no opinions on anything, you're going to be disliked to an extent. And I think that's what stops a lot of people from becoming business owners long term. Because when you're getting started, you have to disappoint a lot of people. You have to disappoint friends, family, maybe the significant other. And I'm not saying that that's the intention. You set out to disappoint people. But what happens is you have to make sacrifices. And part of making sacrifices is doing what's for the greater good of your future instead of pleasing the people from the past. You know, there was times when I was 18, 19, 20 years old and I was in a multi-level marketing scheme and I was just starting off my agency as well on the side. And I would have to hit the gym at night, like 11 p.m., 12 a.m., 10 p.m., 1 a.m. sometimes. And my mother, who I love so much, and she's amazing, she may or may not remember this, she probably remembers this. I would come back from the gym and I'd come back home. And I'd tell my mom, hey, listen, like, mom, like, you know, I just did this, and this today. And she's like, Dami, but you're coming home so late. Why are you coming home so late? I was like, Mom, well, I only had the time to fit in the gym. And she's like, Dami, I don't like you coming home this late from the gym. It's scary, it's unsafe. And initially you respect your parents, you tell them, you know, sorry, I'll try my best, blah, 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 blah. But over time, you have to make dreams happen and you get momentum and you can't stop the momentum. So I remember one particular night I came back, same thing happened. And this time I was just a bit annoyed. And I'm really, even when I was young, I was quite good at kind of remaining in control of my emotions for the most part. But this one time, my mom says the same thing. Dami, I don't like you coming home late from the gym. It's unsafe. And I'm like, Mom, you're getting in the way of my dreams. And she turns over in her bed. She starts crying. Now, even right now, in this apartment where I live with my brother and a good friend of mine who all own their own businesses, my mom to this day still has angst. She still would rather me have become a lawyer. She still would have rather me taken a safer route. But I have built up a tolerance to being disliked or to upsetting people within reason, even upsetting my own mother if it's for the greater good of my development. Me being here allows me to wake up inspired, and it makes me have to spend more money. Therefore, I have to make more instead of cruising around at that kind of 300 to 600K a year mark that I was at last year. Now I'm here, I'm spending already 300K a year minimally just on my team's salary. And now that I'm in a more expensive apartment, I now have to stretch myself again, right? So you have to get used to being disliked. It is part of growth. It is part of whatever it is. It's part of winning. And it only gets harder the more you grow. Like, I've got friends of mine, people within my circle, they make like 30 or 50K a day, right? I wouldn't say friends, but there's people in my network that I know own private jet companies and they're sub 30. I got people in my network that are worth, you know, have companies that are worth $100 million, and they're younger than me. And they're friends. We go out to the club and we have a good time together. So, you know, they, in their own right, have had to develop the tolerance of being disliked. I'm sure a lot of people think, how could they do it so young? It's fake, or how can they yada, yada, yada. But part of winning, like, do you think everyone likes Michael Jordan? I'm pretty sure many people, as you've seen on The Last Dance or on YouTube, have shared recounts of him being a dick, him being mean. And I'm not saying go out there and be a dick, but if you look at a lot of extremely high performers, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, let's take Tom Brady, take it away from sports, talk about business, Elon Musk. Whether you like or hate the guy, he's good at business. Let's be honest, he's a billionaire, one of the richest people, if not the richest person in the world. Does everyone have always nice things to say about Elon Musk? No, they don't. So you have to build up that tolerance, otherwise it's going to be really, really hard to stick in this game long term. But you'll also have resentment for everyone that held you back. And resentment, I'd argue, is more painful than pissing off a few people in the formative years of your entrepreneurial journey or just going after something that you love. So every decision has a consequence. Choose wisely.